Once again, we check in with Dave Walker and find out what's going on in the museum scene in New Orleans. And yes, he has made it through the Ides of March and is still with us. So, Dave, that's a good sign. What do you see this week?
Glad to have survived. Um, this week, I want to focus on the traveling exhibit. If you look hard enough, you can see our future selections of contemporary South African art from the Nando's Art Collection, which is on view at the free Newcomb Art Museum on the Tulane University campus through June 20th. An opening reception, free and open to the public and featuring music by Courtney Bryan, is scheduled for 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Friday, March 21st, and a panel discussion of contemporary African art presented as part of the New Orleans Book Fest 2025 is scheduled for 1 p.m. March 29th in the Lavin Burnick Center on campus. The exhibit features paintings, works on paper, sculptures, and photography created in South Africa between 1948 and 2020 and is organized by three themes: place, portraiture, and abstraction. Though its chronological scope brackets the end of apartheid, the exhibit doesn't anchor its content to socio-political issues, though glimpses of history are unavoidable in the striking artwork. A good example is the exhibit's marquee piece for me, Tied by Time by Tamlin Blake, a hand-woven six-panel tapestry made of recycled newspaper.
Now, did you say Nando's? Is that now we got to explain that because
Yeah, definitely. Founded outside of Johannesburg in 1987, the fast casual restaurant chain is known for flame-grilled peri peri chicken. Working with the Spear Arts Trust, the chain is also the world's largest collector of South African contemporary art, an assemblage of more than 30,000 pieces, many of which are displayed in the more than 1,200 restaurants around the globe. It appears that outlets in the Houston and Atlanta areas are the nearest Nando's to New Orleans so far. Versions of the show have been displayed at the African American Museum of Dallas and the African Diaspora Art Museum of Atlanta. Turning to public programs, the New Orleans Museum of Art will host a musical encounters session with musician and educator Michael White at 6 p.m. today, March 19th. More at noma.org. Also today at 5:30, the National World War II Museum will present a Meet the Author event with Robin Judd. Her book is Between Two Worlds: Jewish War Brides After the Holocaust. The free event will also be offered online. Later this week, the museum will host a Rosie the Riveter Congressional Gold Medal commemoration ceremony honoring women who served in the wartime defense industry workforce. That's at 6 p.m. Friday. The event will take place in person and online. Find out more at nationalww2museum.org. Co-authors Freddie Williams Evans and Anna Rita Scott will discuss their new book, Passing It On: The Art of John T. Scott, at 5:30 p.m. Thursday, March 20th at the New Orleans Museum of Art. More at noma.org. The Historic New Orleans Collection, the New Orleans Public Library, and the library's Reach Center will present A New Door for My People, a half-day public program exploring Black life in Reconstruction-era Louisiana that'll be held at the Reach Center, 2022 St. Bernard Avenue at 8:30 a.m. Saturday, March 22nd. More information at hnoc.org. And finally, Friends of the Cabildo will present a spring member lecture series program titled Rival Soundscapes of Claiborne Avenue, Music and Movements of the 1960s. That's at 6 p.m. Tuesday, March 21st. More at friendsofthecabildo.org.
that sounds interesting. Rival soundscapes of Claiborne Avenue. So what would people see in that?
It does sound interesting. It's actually a program by Greg Beeman, who has worked with the Claiborne Avenue History Project, and is working on a documentary, but he looks at rival soundscapes, ways that people use music and sound to assert their own sense of belonging in the face of displacement. And he's looking at it in this case in the situation with Claiborne Avenue and the coming of the interstate in the 1960s. Really looks fascinating, and a virtual program.
A lot of music. Dr. Michael White, you mentioned in there. We love Dr. Michael White at New Orleans at NOMA. So that'll be good as well. A
That'll be
lot a lot of activity there.
there's a lot going on, a lot to listen to and a lot to see.
Dave Walker is host of the museumgoer.com, and you can find out more about anything we've just discussed and other things as well. Dave joins us each week. Dave, thanks so much, and we'll catch up with you next week.
You bet. Thanks. We'll see you then.